Hello everybody, this is Eric with Eric Fix again. I'm here with my wife's car doing the spark plugs on it. It's a 2012 Dodge Journey, the SXT package. It's got the 3.6 Pentastar V6 in it. It's got over 130,000 miles on it, at least, So they recommend to do it at 100,000 miles. Replace the spark plugs. It's gonna be a big job, so I might be some pausing in the video here and there. So you just gotta work with me in background noise. This is my driveway, so I can't control traffic. So if you just want to come along with me, I'll take it through with you step by step. My wife's gonna come onto the other side of the car because of the sun's blinding her. So if you'll just be patient with me and my wife while I do this. This is the first time I'm doing this. I've never done it before. I've watched a few videos and we'll see where it comes. Alright, awesome. Well, we're gonna start with this, with the air box and air tube. There's many ways to do this. People would do this, people would do that. This is what I'm doing. So you'll need your standard flathead. Loosen up clamps here. And then there's a clamp over here you need to loosen up. And like I said, there's many ways to do this. This is just the way I'm doing it. And then I believe these are 8, I think. Yes, they are 8. An extension is advised. But before you do anything, I suggest to clean or at least blow out the engine bay on top before you do anything, because when you get down and take this off, you're having access to the intake where the air goes into the actual engine block. And it can drop dirt in there, leaves, things you don't want in your engine. You could gum it up, it could make it not run or burn something up inside. So I cleaned it out the best I could with what I have here. I don't have a lot of quality tools to be cleaning this out. I just sprayed it out real quick and then I used a air hose to just blow it off. I made sure I went deep inside of it, of course. Things you can't see. So like you see, I'm just unscrewing this top box. You need to remove the whole thing, just the piece that the air tube is attached to. Take this hose, twist it out. I think the screw stays in. I'm just gonna wiggle this. No, maybe not. It's all gonna come out all at once. Okay. You got a hose right here. That's underneath. That is attached to it. You gotta get something to pry that off with. I'm using a screwdriver. Sometimes you just gotta do with what you got. Oh, fine. Come on. There's that. And like I said, I've never done this before. Well, I have once. So, this is all new to me. Put this to the side. Now that that is off, we've got some space cleared up. My next thought is I'm going to start taking off these wire clips here and here. I got this already off already. That holds it to the throttle body. So we will need, this. You got clips, safety clips on these. Make sure you're very careful with them because they do get brittle sometimes. and then you squeeze down and then wiggle it, and that's off. And then you got to pull this Christmas tree out here, as you can see. Keep in mind, I don't have a lot of professional tools. I just grab what I have. Some of this stuff was given to me, some of this stuff I went and bought. So like I said, I don't have a lot of tools. That's the right tool for the job. This is just real life thing, you know. The real thing, you know, this is you know, real. There's no me rehearsing this, other than in my head, of course. So you got this other one right here through the throttle body. Pull the clip, and if you can, try to get a squeeze on it and then wiggle, and it's out. And then you want to take care of this elbow hose here, which this is brittle, so I will be replacing this when I have the time and the money. Well, I have the money, I just don't have the time right now. I'm gonna put this to the side and try not to forget where things was. This is the benefit about my wife recording. If I get lost and I forgot where something goes, well, guess what? We play back the video and we know where it went. Okay, sorry about that. We had motorcycles driving by, so it kind of ruins the video quality or sound. Pry this up gently. It's like one of these, pretty much. It's got the metal inside, and it's got plastic. Of course, everything's plastic, so you've got to be careful. Sometimes you gotta pry out and up sometimes. Just take your time, remember. Take your time, like what I'm doing right now. And you got another hose right here that's locked onto this. But since we're taking this hose off anyways, we might as well take care of that too. Well, okay, it's a little locked on a little bit. Take your little, you know, screwdriver or whatever. Work it off. There she goes. Broke loose. This is all just preparation to get to what you need. Okay, now we have this piece right here. This has got to come off. And remember, it has a seal right here. So don't forget to, you know, don't lose that. Okay, this has got a combination of 8mm and I think 8 and 10mm. Okay, the back part of it is 8. There's a couple of 10s here. Just make sure you don't go overdo with it, because you can take things off you don't even know where it goes to. You just want to take this top piece off. You know, you don't need to really get a torque wrench on this and start yanking it off. Just loosen it up. It's a bolt, not a nut. No, it's a nut, not a bolt. Excuse me. You flipping on me? Come on. Okay, 2 nuts. Gotta remember where they came from. I thought it was going to be bolts, I thought. Well, it was in one of the videos that I watched. Unless I'm doing it wrong. Okay. Let's see, I got those 2 out. And I think there's some over here and some over here. That one's, yes, that one's got to come off. This one's got to come off. My wife's in the backyard, in the background, saying, this one? Yes, that one. How about this one? She's my extra help, extra eye. Okay, there. Oh yeah, there. I thought there was one over here, I thought.
Here, let me...
Now, keep in mind, this is just us learning how to do this. Okay. I thought I would have to remove a fuel rail, but I may not have to. And I thought all these was bolts, not nuts. So that shows you how much I know what I'm doing. So we got those nuts off. That. I know this is gonna come off somehow. I'm not sure how. I think maybe the seal is holding it on, maybe. So you can just actually work it off. It looks like that's it for the tan. But I'll know when I get there, you know. Let's see here. Pause. I left my 8. Okay, now we've got to disconnect this from the box, well, it used to be called the air horn, but now it's called the plenum. But it all does the same thing. It's to channel the air into the motor. So intake manifold. Oh yeah, that one's a clip, huh? I forgot. See, like I said, I'm new here. Amateur hour. Well, once I get it moving. Like I said, I don't want to break anything. But it did mention about a clip in the video that I watched. It just didn't mention where. Come on, how do I get you out? Like I said, I think it's Eric O that said this. The struggle is real. Or Raymond Ray. Let me see here. Okay, we kind of cheated. My wife paused and she pulled it out. I didn't know how to remove this clip, but my wife just showed me how. I was going about it the wrong way. You gotta take the middle part and pull that out. Which, you know, take a screwdriver or a pair of pliers. You know, this has got to come up to release it. And not pinch your fingers or your hand. Well, I've got these vice grips that I can get a grip on. I should have left it out probably. But I want to give you guys the real story about it. Just a little bit more. My wife says, you keep covering the camera. You keep putting your hands in the way. I know. And just kind of gently work it up. And see, it loosens this up and then it pulls out. Think this stays in? Yes. So, that's how you get that out. Of course, it's plastic, so you've got to be very careful. Now, that's loose. You've got to, oh boy. That's not good. If you come over here, there's a bolt right under it. Yes. So, you have to loosen that up just a bit. And of course, it's got wires connection. You got to remove. Everything in here is brittle. Let's see here. That clip is gone. Not me. I didn't do it. So, let's see here. The video that I saw, the guy pulled this off before he pulled this. So, I don't know how he did it, with that being right under it. I don't know how he knows this is tap. Okay, we got a little wiggle room out of it. Wasn't easy. I'm just gonna wobbly always helps. I'm able to get into that bolt now, I think. maybe not enough. It is kind of tight, apparently. I will do my research to find out, there we go, how many torque pounds these are supposed to be. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a high torque, just because it's plastic and it's aluminum. A co-worker of mine mentioned to me well, look at what we got here, 7 to 9 Newton meters. See that? I guess we took it down to 7 to 9. So that's not 7-9. That's more like 44 pounds. Okay. I do believe these bolts stays on. And of course these are the 8. There's that one. There's this one next to the throttle body. In the video that I watched, the guy has done all this already and just put it back together and didn't really show us how to do it. You remove this, and then, you know, you pull this off, and so I'm like shooting it from the hip. I do believe these bolts stays on. Just 2H right there. I think they stick to the plastic, I think. And I will make sure that these are torqued down properly. I have a Newton meter. When you put them back on, you gotta crisscross it. You know, make sure you don't do it the wrong way. Like putting on a tire, you kind of bounce around. I will make sure of the standard of doing this, how to do it. But this is just me showing you how to do this. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I have to get I'll have to get a deep well. Something that's thinner. We're back in. I had to pause the video to change out my tools. I had to get a 1/4 inch. Even though I got a better one somewhere. Just gotta find it. So there's got this one, and this one over here that I need to take off. Don't go the wrong way, of course. You have to just, you know, keep turning them constantly. You just turn them until you feel them loose up. Because I'm pretty sure that the thing has got a thing that holds the bolts on, like that, you know. I'm hoping it does. I believe it does. So, well, we'll see once I get done if it does. And like I said, I have a bunch of mix match tools, and then the last one is right here. And it's 7 to 9 Newton meter. I think I'll put these at the in between, the 8 Newton meters. You know. See, that looks good. That came loose. We got movement. But we don't have lifty. So we'll just go over these and check them. Make sure they're not still holding it. Okay, so I was right. Something wasn't right here. The nuts that came out here in front should have pulled out the bolt with it. So I have to take these bolts out. And I didn't realize that until I couldn't get it out. So now I'm having to change my plan. I believe. And pull this out. I think. What? I don't know. This looks like it's supposed to be. Maybe this is in here, maybe. And that's what's not working. I'll figure it out when I get this off. Because this is not coming out. It's pushing the thing ahead. So, like my wife says, I should do this side too, so it can actually pull it out. an adventure. We had some issues we had to address, and we lost a bolt. One of the things from back here, had to find a tool that I don't have an adapter for, and well, we got the top off, thank goodness. But it was hectic. So now we're back to it again. We had to pull this back hose off right here. It goes back here. It was a pain in the butt. It was seized on. Well, we got it all loosened up finally, and now we can maneuver it out. As a suggestion, since you have this out, I would look at the intake, the throttle body. You see how dirty that is? I think we'll clean that before we put it back on. But we'll do that off camera. So, thank you for coming up with us. Now that we have that off, we got to get this back piece off now. And I think we have it loose. I think it's just on rubber. I believe it is. Yes, see? Like that. Now this is off now. As you can see, 1, 2, 3. And then we pull this back on. But don't forget to put it back on. And then 1, 2, 3. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the plugs, and I'm gonna start doing with one at a time. Take one out, put one in. Take one out, put one in. And that's so I'm not, losing any time. Well, getting mixed up. I suggest you to look and inspect the cover here, with the seals. They look pretty good. They've been well used. Granted, I could probably get a new one if I want to, but I don't see a reason to. I'm going to cover them so I don't get nothing inside of them by removing these, dirt, bugs, whatever. So it's always best to be safe. So we'll get going. Okay, well, we got the top off. Remember, I got this covered to keep stuff from out of it, if you remember correctly. With this, the coils requires a 10 millimeter. Okay, what you need to do is just loosen it up. You don't need to take it all the way off yet. You can do it by hand. I'm going to leave the wire connected. I've got my other one set right here. They're pre-gapped already. A gentleman that I was watching said 44, but I think they're 45. I've researched it, Okay, pop that off. Do an inspection. Make sure you look at it. Nothing's wrong with it. Put it to the side. I might need to get a longer extension. So give me 1 second. Okay, now that I have the proper tool, go in. Make sure you make contact. Don't wobble it around. Hold it tightly and then twist it. Once you get that done and it's loose, if you can, use your hand. If you can't, you can't. So you keep moving it until it is loose enough to where you can use it by hand. Make sure you have the proper socket for these. You just can't use a deep throat one, because it won't hold it. So we'll take this one out. Come on, grab onto it. Okay, that should be out. They're pretty tall threads. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. That is terrible. Oh, I got the same one too. Yeah, because look at those gaps. See? So it's a good thing I'm replacing them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the engine. The gap is just bigger. So I think this is a good call. There was nothing wrong with the car. It was just a little, fluttery. Yeah, so I imagine somebody's done this already. Well, anyways, when you put them back in, make sure you do it by hand. Okay? You don't want to take a tool and then put them in with a tool. So let it slide down on its own, and just use your thumb and a finger, and just feel it. You'll feel it grab. Okay? And now you'd want to torque these down to the proper torque. You don't want to just go in there and just torque them out, you know, because you can still use your fingers. You don't want to under torque them either. You got to flatten that compression ring that's on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this until I can feel it. Then I'm going to get my torque wrench. My wife has already adjusted it to the right one. Well, take in mind that you got this extension, but I'm pretty sure to be just fine with it because it's not that high of a torque. And it is torqued down to 13 foot-pounds. So we'll work it out until it gets to the 13. I'm going the wrong way, huh? See, even I make mistakes. Goofy one, huh? So, and just very slowly, because it's so low of a torque, you don't want to do it too much. And it'll tell you, I'm hoping it would. It's 13, so come on, show me 13. There we go. Are you recording? You see that? It clicked. And then we'll double check it again. Okay, so that's good. Now, on with these. Since this is good and it's okay, I brought my dielectric grease. It's good to use that on them, just because, you know, it protects it more. So what I'm going to do is just first of all, I'm going to make it to where I can get some out of it. Let's see here. There, max. And you don't need a crap load. There you go. Just a little bit like that. Perfect. And then you just put it back in. You'll feel it kind of click onto the plug. And then just go ahead and tighten this in by finger. I think this would be like not very tight. So I'm just gonna figure it out by hand. You know, because it's not like, well, everything has got a tightness to it. And you gotta make sure you reach that torque. You know, and I'm pretty sure like that much is good. So anyways, this is Eric Fix. I'm Eric, my wife behind the camera. This is how you do spark plug replacement on the 3.6 Pentastar. A variety of vehicles has it, so down to the Journey, through vans. So now you know how to do it. I don't need to show you how to put plugs in and put it all back together because it's the same way. I do thank you for watching. I appreciate the help and comments. If you put any down, I appreciate my wife's help. She's been, I tell you, without her, I wouldn't be this far along. She has been such a great help, and I love her for it. If you have any comments, put them down, whatever. Don't forget to hit subscribe, thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, then thumbs down. I'll accept all type of criticism. And once again, this is Eric, and you all have a good day. Bye.